everybody, it's Cindy at Upcycle Design Lab. Today I'm going to be talking about painting shoes. Now some of you may be wondering why on earth you'd paint your shoes, but I've actually done it several different times, mostly for costumes, but also because I've wanted to change the color of my shoes or because they have been kind of scuffed up and needed a little touch up. So if you're buying new shoes, I recommend going to the thrift store and selecting shoes that are fairly simple and have good soles. You want to make sure that the sole of the shoe is still intact because you're not going to be really changing anything about that. And then the body of the shoe needs to be fairly easy to paint, and you have to have kind of an idea of how you're going to paint it before you start the process. So once you have your shoes selected, you're going to want to make sure that they're clean. These are the boots I'm going to be painting. I got them at the thrift store for $3, and they're suede. So to clean them, I just brushed off the dirt. You can see the soles are pretty well intact. The heels aren't too worn out. There's a little bit of dirt, you know, they show a little bit of wear around the bottom, but they're in pretty good shape. So I'm going to be taking the shoes and making them, the reason I bought them was so that I could paint them for St. Patrick's Day. I wanted some green boots that would match the shirts that I made in the last video. The link to that is over here or over here. I don't remember which site it shows up on. But I'm basically going to be taking that other boot and making it look like this boot. As I mentioned before, you want to have a plan for the painting job before you start, and my intention was to paint the boots a lighter green and then the straps a darker green. So right here I'm just cutting the straps to get them out of the way. I don't want to cut them all the way off, but I just want to remove them from the surface of the boot so that I can get to all the parts of the boot. And then I'm using some of my just plain acrylic paint and a soft brush with a nice tip on it, and I'm just going to go ahead and paint the boots. Sometimes you need more than one coat. These actually only needed one coat of paint, so I was fortunate that I didn't have to spend a lot of time painting them. It doesn't really matter how you paint the boots. You want to make sure you don't have a lot of brush strokes showing, but I usually start at the toe and work my way to the heel and then to the top of the shoe. So here I'm going to go ahead and use my darker green to paint the straps. The acrylic paint dries fairly quickly, but I'm still using a little bit of paper towel here to protect the light green from the dark green. And then to protect the paint and give it a little bit more waterproof finish, I'm applying a coat of Minwax polyacrylic. The last step is to resecure the straps after the poly coat is dry. So I'm just using some E6000 glue and some straight pins to glue the straps back in place. So here are the finished boots. And then these next few pictures are just to give you some ideas of other shoes that I've painted. These were some sandals that were the wrong color. I didn't have anything to wear them with. So I jazzed them up a little bit with some other things and painted them black. This next pair of boots were really beat up and they didn't have any shoelaces, so I got really crazy with them, cut them up and glued some extra stuff on them, and you can see the video in the link above. I've also had a lot of fun painting costume shoes, as I mentioned before, so this was just a plain pair of pumps that I painted to look like candy canes. And this next pair of shoes, I was looking to make something for the 4th of July. So they're pretty plain beige here. And I just painted them to look like a red, white, and blue flag kind of motif. And then this last pair is just another pair of plain pumps. You can see the heel's a little bit beat up. And I painted them for costume Minnie Mouse shoes. So that's it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. If you'd like more information on any of these other shoe painting projects, please visit the link in the comments below, and also subscribe to this YouTube channel.